What's up, family? Welcome to L.U.S.T. Let Us Speak Truth. We got Steve in the building. We got DJ Greg Watts. We got Lauren, my cousin, and we got my sister, Cindy. Some other people are coming, but it's going to be us for now, and we can't wait. So today's topic is going to be sexually rejecting your spouse or mate. Why and what do you do? So we are going to speak our truth, and I'm going to start with Steve.
Wait.
Goodness. All right.
Shouldn't you make the announcement first?
Oh, y'all.
All things that are said on this show will not be erased, changed, altered, or edited at any time.
That's our disclaimer.
Speak your truth, because it is your truth.
Speak your truth. So if your wife was to sexually reject you often, how would you feel about it?
To be honest with you, I feel like I would probably be upset. You know, the thing about it is that I would have to go ahead and ask that hard question as to what's going on. You know, because if I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing and I'm trying like I'm supposed to be trying, then it shouldn't be no issues. But if she's just rejecting to be rejecting, there's got to be more to it. It can't be she's just rejecting. I've come to find out that nothing happens in our relationships out of just nothing. Unless either something's going on, something hasn't been talked about, or something like that. It's always one of those scenarios. So for me, if I'm not having gotten none, it's been a minute, it's something we need to talk about. It's something probably needs to be worked out between the two of us.
Good. Lauren? Ha.
I agree. There's something going on. Like earlier, we were talking and I had said, if there's not something, health-wise wrong with her, like her hormones, or she's incapable, because you can be turned on. There's no reason why. And especially for, extended periods of time.
Right. Cindy?
If I was to get rejected, I would probably immediately think that there's something wrong with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bringing something to the table, so that other person don't feel, I guess, the attraction or the need to even want to be intimate.
And Greg? If you rejected me, we're fighting. Just kidding.
If I'm being rejected, I'm mad as hell. Like, wait a minute, I got this thing right here ready, and I can't be active. What's the deal? What's wrong? What's going on? I don't know. Hey, I'm speaking my truth. Y'all shouldn't have put me on here. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be like, what the hell?
I mean, but that's legit. We all would be mad. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I try to give the real answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I truly feel. But inside, we all feel mad. Like, you don't want this thing?
Yeah.
Not. What's up? What's good?
Yes.
Like,
what if it's a medical issue?
Who's that directed to?
That's
wants to speak. What if
that's what I was saying.
That might be something that should be something that we should know about, and then the conversation shouldn't be that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but let's say you do know about it, but you're still frustrated. What's up, Natasha? Welcome.
And it depends on how long, because, like, for example, after you have a baby, the doctor recommends that you don't do anything for at least 6 weeks after.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I say, I'm gonna put it to you like this. It depends on where y'all at in y'all relationship, because there's some things that can go down. It don't have to always be penetration and all that other stuff. It can go down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
I'm trying to understand this. When you say long period of time, how long is a long period of time? Is it different from each individual person? Like a long time for me might be a couple of days. Long time for somebody else might be 6 weeks. I don't know.
True. But when we were talking earlier, we were talking about longer than that. Like, what did you say? It was like 3 months?
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Here's the situation. So I have a friend, well, you guys know Smiley, Tony. He is on this group page on Facebook, and this husband had conversations, I guess, with his wife and made a task list and put down every time that she said no, date and the reason. And it was for 3 months. And she had sex with him twice in 3 months. And so he handed it to her, like trying to understand. That's his form of communication. If we don't know what happened before or whatever. So they got that notification. And Natasha, what are you doing?
I'm trying to fix the phone.
She got
It's like blocking stuff.
Here. So she the paper the husband gave to the wife. So he had a conversation with her. She posted on Facebook. So all her girls and her friends or whatever are like going off on him, saying he ain't right and he's petty and this and that. Well, first of all, I handed it to my spouse. I handed it to you. Like, that's like if I kept track of me and Greg, if we didn't have sex or whatever, and I kept track, or he kept track and he showed me or I showed him, and it's a conversation with us. But she posted it on Facebook
And made it public.
Yeah, that's a violation right there. You can't. If you give something to your spouse in confidence, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be something that goes to Facebook or goes to any other outlet, you know what I'm saying? Especially something like that. Because if she put him on blast like that, there's a whole nother problem going on besides just her not wanting to give him something, because you don't put somebody out there like that. And then her homies are wrong too for even commenting on it. You know what I'm saying? Your partners, they shouldn't even say that. They should be like calling you, like, girl, what's going on?
This isn't a group. It's not even our partners. It's just women in general are bashing the guy, saying he's petty and this and that.
Well,
but why isn't she considered petty putting their business out there like that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Privacy, and that's between them. I think what he did was very smart.
I agree.
Because what he was trying to do is save his relationship.
Exactly.
And I was telling Nikki earlier, like, if he went to that extreme, you know, that meant that I'm sure it's been happening longer than the 3 months, and that may have just been his breaking point. Like, I'm gonna start logging this to show you, you know, what it is.
That is a breaking point.
And I would even say, like, someone like that that's willing to do all that, he's probably not the one that's cheating.
These are some of her excuses. This is the spreadsheet.
So we laying it out there.
So man, he ended up in Excel. He got time on his hands.
Yeah. So it says, I'm watching the show. It was a Friends rerun. I feel sweaty and gross. I need a shower. Didn't shower until the next morning. Next day, nonverbal. She's exhausted. I'm still a bit bothered from yesterday. I'm trying to watch the movie, fell asleep 15 minutes later. I'm too drunk and I ate too much. I won't have time to get showered and ready for dinner. We were 20 minutes early. I just came back from the gym. I feel gross. Don't shower until the next morning. I have to get up early. You're too drunk. I feel gross. I'm not looking good. I ate too much. I'm sweaty and gross and I'm tired. I might be getting sick. I still don't feel 100.
She don't like him.
So she's trying to get out of a relationship.
Yeah, she's getting it from somewhere else, because them excuses is horrible.
Yeah.
Go hop your ass in the shower and come on back in here. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Would it be wrong if he cheated?
Yes, still.
I don't think cheating is not the answer.
No.
In my opinion,
back up with her.
Yeah, cheating is not the answer. Because him cheating, it may satisfy his needs briefly, but at the end of the day, the ramifications will be, greater later.
Right.
So my opinion, no, don't cheat because of it, but let it be known. And if it gets to that point where you can't take it anymore, then walk away.
Divorce.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if he gave her the spreadsheet and they had a conversation and she still can't get over it, then it's probably time to bounce. But if y'all have that conversation and she's telling you what she needs and you're not still doing, then you can blame it on him. But after all this don't sound like it's him at all, you know. And could he have done something different than keeping the spreadsheet? He probably could have, but I guarantee you this isn't his first attempt. This might not be even the second attempt, like Lauren said. There's probably been a ton of stuff he's been trying to get at, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he like, man, sure, I got to do something before he actually does cheat, because he's probably trying not to.
Right.
Is this, I'm just chiming in, so I know I missed a whole bunch. It's your fault, Nick. So my question is this with a married couple or someone in a relationship living in the same home, or what did I miss?
Both.
Okay. So my thing is, two rights don't make a wrong. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a relationship living in the same home and everything, and the person's cheating, you need to sit down and speak to the person. You know what I'm saying? Let them know your feelings and everything. If you suspect the person is cheating and everything, you need to figure out where the problem is and everything, and let them know, okay, A, B, and C, and everything. You know what I'm saying? You
better not keep that from me. He better not keep that thing away from me. He better not.
You know what? I was just thinking about something. Sometimes we don't do the politically correct thing. And I was just saying that, you know, that he shouldn't cheat and he shouldn't do this. But sometimes we don't do the politically correct thing. It is
no one does.
Do, but sometimes we be like, we want to take it into our own hands. We get selfish and we just take it into our own hands, and like it's gonna be over anyway at some point. You know, he may feel that way. At some point it's gonna be over anyway. So
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you really said that, you know what I mean? Because some men don't think they're selfish. You know everything. They, you know what I'm saying? I'm really glad you said that. You know everything. And some women are selfish also. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but that's the correct way to do it. You know what I'm saying?
What if there's no romance? How do you make that work?
Let me tell you. I mean, we here to speak the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Let us speak truth.
At one point in a time in my prior marriage and everything, I didn't have that and everything, and I had toys, which you don't do. My toys did. And I'm gonna be upfront. I had Billy Bob. I satisfied myself.
She said Billy Bob.
Not Billy Bob.
Let me tell you. You know what I'm saying? Don't do me.
Was he jealous of your toy?
I pulled it out in a minute and I pissed him the hell off. And he was mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with me.
Wow.
So you put him on hiatus and you broke out Billy Bob.
Baby had him mad as fire.
So you wasn't giving him none. So you was in that situation where you was not giving him any.
He wasn't giving it to me. He was giving it to somebody else. He was doing what he was doing. I'm like, I fixed your ass and everything. I had like 3 different types of whatever. I did different things and everything. And I satisfied myself and everything. Went in there, had my cleanest solution, everything, cleaned that stuff up and put it right back in the drawer.
See, that's what I said.
Can I ask you, what was his response? Like, did you do that in front of him?
Yep.
And what was his response? Like, what did he do?
Like, you didn't just do. Are you fucking me?
Speak your truth.
Right.
Yeah, that's her truth.
Why did it do it? Why?
Hey. So let me ask you this question, Natasha. So you're currently in a relationship or married now, correct?
I am married.
Do you still have Billy Bob waiting?
No, I do not.
Why not? Hey, Billy, hey, you never know, your husband might be like, hey, go grab your friend, man. We about to have some fun.
Because I don't need it.
That's different.
I don't need it. I can just roll on over and get it.
That's right. That's different.
She said she got easy access now.
That's different.
It's different if you bring in the toys with the mate, you know,
yes.
instead of just using them and
Billy
Not-
Bob probably bring back
I
bad
probably
thoughts.
can't bring in a toy. Well, I probably can bring in a toy, but I don't need it because he's very well endowed and he satisfied me. So I don't need it.
Hey, hey,
Woo, woo. No,
hey. Oh, that's the wrong button.
I told him not to play with this. Anywho, Cindy, what were you gonna say?
She just left me speechless. I mean, as in the toy, I agree with her on that shit. Sometimes I'm a firm believer that I will set that example what they're doing to me so they can see it, because sometimes when you're vocal, they don't hear it. They got to see it. So I applaud Natasha. Shit,
I'm sorry. I'm very well spoken. So
now next time. You know what I mean? I mean, 100%. That's a great idea.
Okay, all right.
Right.
Cutthroat, I have a question for you since me and you the only males on here.
What's up?
We don't have toys.
you can get
What?
some.
You can get some. You want me to get you some?
It's called pussy in a can.
That's
I
right.
seen it at the sex store.
But
Okay, so
wait.
okay.
Oh,
I don't have any. I don't have any.
Look, y'all
Do
got
you need
And,
some?
and like Natasha said, I have access to some on the other side of me. Now, I will say that me and my wife are comfortable enough that we've had conversations. She's like, "You want one?" And I was like, "Is it gonna change anything? I don't need no replacements for nothing." But you know what I'm saying? Like they're having conversations. Like I'm open enough to, you know. And my wife, you know, she's a freak. What you want me to say? It is what it is.
yeah.
iPhone's entering. I don't know who this is.
My truth is, hey, it gets in, it goes down. It goes down. In the Eccles household, it goes down.
Yeah. But I mean,
there's pocket pussies. There's all kinds of great stuff. Let me tell you.
but
Hey, you know what? Hey, y'all want to hear some truth? I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I got a pole in my front room.
Baby, we can get on our pole, break it down. Let me tell you.
Y'all, welcome Smiley on here. Smiley, we're talking about the topic you had expressed to me of the group about the sexually rejecting your spouse or mate. So they gave all their opinions and views, and now we got into the how to make it to where you don't reject, basically.
but
Okay.
I'm still wondering. Y'all said y'all got pussy in a can and
No, that's for you guys.
oh well, I mean
Yeah, I saw it.
that is something. Me personally, I'd be mad. I'd be like, what am I gonna do with this? Like,
I mean, it could be for fun, but you know what? And I think any man in America or any man on this earth will tell you there's nothing better than the real thing.
there you go.
Nothing.
Hey, all
Nothing.
facts.
Oh,
Nothing. I mean, you know, people can talk about getting hit, whatever. I'm just saying, when you fall into the real, you know when you in the real thing.
there you go.
I'm just saying, you know it. Like it's like a whole experience. You like, oh,
Yeah.
Okay, no action.
you know what I'm saying? Like you just know it's like it's a whole experience.
There you go.
Like, Molly and Greg can tell you like that.
For men, it's different.
Flash, you know what I'm saying? For real.
Speaking of that, for men, I got a question for you men. What does it feel like?
Yes.
What does it feel like?
Little slice of heaven.
No, like really.
Feel like peanut butter and jelly? Is it gushy, squishy, soft, cold, hot, warm? Does it bubble? Does it tingle?
There
If it's cold, somebody got a problem.
yeah.
Yeah, it's cold. I agree with Molly on that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I've experienced that too. And
Wait. What?
Yeah.
What?
Hold up the record.
Wasn't me.
No,
You just scratched your own record, DJ.
I'm speaking
me.
in my times past. I've experienced it where it was cold and I was like,
you dead?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A corpse or something?
Was
Yeah,
it winter time?
it was
Well, you're messing with a vampire.
no, seriously, it was cold and I didn't understand it. I was young, but I knew that wasn't right. You know,
Did you pull out and get up out of there?
No, I was.
You can dig-
He said he said he was young.
Yeah, I was.
Got to see it through, my boy.
Yeah,
But she young too, shit. Did she put some
I
lemon
rolled it out.
cream? Right.
I
Ice
rolled it
cube?
out. But I
What?
I put some icy hot on it.
I didn't go back because I just felt something wasn't right. It something wasn't right.
So if
Hey,
it's
G, I might have to hate to tell you this. That's probably what sin really feels like. You felt sin. Whatever that was probably sin. That's the only way I can explain something being cold like this.
Yeah, it wasn't like freezing cold, but it wasn't warm at all. It was
It wasn't at 98.6.
nah, it wasn't
Was
that.
it from Twilight?
Like a 66.4.
It was it might have been an 88 or something. I don't know, 70,
that's still
76.
hot.
No, it wasn't.
No?
It wasn't hot.
See,
That's
see,
that's a noticeable difference.
Yeah,
No,
it might
but
have
see,
been.
that's part of what y'all ladies don't understand, man. Like, I'm gonna speak my truth right now, and I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all.
As you should.
When we get in it, and we've done everything we're supposed to do to make sure that thing is juicy and everything else, when we fall off in it, it's like y'all know how y'all have y'all nerves and senses. It's like we feel that. We feel the everything, the closing up on it. We feel the wetness. We feel all that stuff, and it's like it just melts on it. You know, you ever feel, like butter melts on it melts on the dick. It melts on it. You know what I'm saying? And we just like, oh, that's why did you ever see when we first? It's a pause for a second. We like, oh, all right, we good.
Well,
and then we get to work. And that's the best way I can explain it. Like it's like fellas, am I wrong? It's like you get
not
that,
at all, bro.
Then you like, here we go. Like time, like you punch the clock, time to go.
Right.
Like that's an official start. Like the gun just went off in the race. Like here we go. You know what I'm saying? It's no other feeling like it. You know what I'm saying? Like people can say, you can say anal, you can say whatever that was, pussy in the can. No. The real true thing is the best thing that you could ever do. Like people say that, you know what I'm saying, a man's G-spot is somewhere else. Okay, I understand that adds to certain situations, but the real thing is when you going in and it's right and everything is in the mood and you just following, you know what I'm saying? Like for real, it's like a raindrop into a bigger puddle. Splat, like bam, the ripple effect.
Hey, look. Hey, some be so serious, man. You get in it that first couple of seconds, you be like, hold on, man, I got to regroup. Like, I got to get my shit together.
Right. You got that pause. Like I said, that's that pause. You be like, man, I just signed up for some stuff right now, right? Got myself into some shit. You good, bro? We straight?
Hey, hold up. Hey, so as soon as you get in, but hey, don't move. Hey, hold on now. Wait a damn minute.
Eddie Murphy on Boomerang, huh?
I ain't know you was bringing that.
Well, yeah, and I think that too goes in different directions as well, because women have that ability to make it so right. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes women don't realize the ability that they have to make it so right. I think sometimes you guys say, yeah, okay, it's cool, but y'all have the ability to make it like so right. And sometimes I think y'all don't use that energy. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. When you think about times past, and even today, when men use women for their agenda, for instance, I'll give you an example. A man will say, I want to get to another man, but he wants to use the woman to get to that man. That woman can
get to another man?
No, yeah. So like say if a man says, I want to stick this man up, I want to steal his car.
Oh.
But he can't just go out and steal his car because the guy's alert, the guy's active, the guy's, paying attention. But he'll use a woman and say, I give you a couple $100 if you go on and break him off something. And she'll say, okay. He says, well, as soon as he gets in.
That's how good it is, G. Yes. You just tell him, man, it's that good that
it won't even matter. That car alarm could be going off and he ain't gonna stop.
Bug it.
Yeah, car gonna be gone.
Car gone.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one question. Have y'all, I'm sure y'all have because we all grown here. Have you ever had horrible sex and did you tell the person
Yes.
Yeah.
on that? Did you stop or did you
They're
continue?
like, what the hell you doing? Get your ass up.
I faked it one time, man.
I don't fake nothing.
Don't
You
fake this,
get
and
the
I've
hell
told the
up.
truth.
Oh,
Yep.
I've faked before. I
Oh
have.
no, no.
Ain't
No,
nothing worth faking. Ain't nothing worth faking, y'all.
no. If I ain't
Nah.
happy and
I would
satisfied
know.
at night, I will ask you what you doing. And that's what the hell I
See,
do. What are you doing?
Have you ever had sex with a woman before?
Can y'all name names?
wait, what?
Can y'all
What was
name?
that question?
He said
I've
name.
said that if I have horrible sex, I straight up say, have you ever been with a woman before? What's going on? I hate.
Hey, Cindy, so Sin, what about when he say, yeah, I've been with a woman before, just not you?
Well, this is the thing. There's a lot of men out there that like to brag. I'm gonna break you. I'm gonna just tear that shit up. You're gonna be weak in your knees, and then when they come to it, it's
They
all
whack as
good
hell.
and everything is falling apart. And for me, I'm a big mouth. If you talking all that shit and you just lay it down like that, I'm running my mouth.
Get him, Cindy. Get him.
Running my
Get
mouth. Shit.
Oh, not the BDR.
Yeah, get him. Get him.
I hate a shit talker. I feel like this. If you're gonna fuck me the way you want to fuck me, keep it a surprise. Because if you're no good, Cindy's gonna talk shit. And that's facts.
Yes,
Sure, men probably do the same thing. Girl, you don't know how to blow right. You don't know how to mic play.
Most women don't. I mean, until they get to a certain point in life, unless they just out there like that, they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a woman, that hasn't had a lot of experience. She's only had maybe one partner in her life. And you know what I'm saying? You'd have been out here. You've been in these streets. You expect her to know that she gonna reverse cowgirl, you know what I'm saying, and toss that thing up? No. She's gonna be like, we didn't do all that. I'm like, well, you need to get your shit together. Come on over here. We're about to learn some things. I'm gonna learn you today.
You're gonna be the teacher.
Yeah, you got to, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, you know what I'm saying, like I get it, men talk shit, women talk shit, but you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, do you want to have a good experience? You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of shit talking, you know what I'm saying, get past all that and let's get down to what's real. You know what I'm saying? Is it real? Even though you talk a little shit, it might not be what you said it was, but can you still handle your business? Can you still get me from point A to point B?
So
you don't know what the hell you doing.
I mean, hey, look, it's a G shit though.
Don't
It's a
play
difference
with my
between
emotions.
good box.
Say
It's
that
a
again.
difference between good box. It's a difference between good box and good sex. They're not mutually exclusive. I done dealt with some girls, like I said, like you got in it and it was like, man, I'm finna have to recalculate some shit. As far as her skill level, she didn't have to have it because the box was just that good. But then I done been with other girls where the box wasn't as good, but they was acrobatic. They was all into it. So the experience was different. Now, when you find one that got both, that's, boy, she dangerous.
That's a keeper.
Hey, put your mama on the phone. I ain't never coming home.
So if you are married or if you're with somebody for a long period of time, what's the longest that you've ever had them wait? That's for
You
anybody.
talking to I'm gonna go ahead and get that to the women. As far as I know,
as men, we, you know what I'm saying, we try to hold it back. We can't.
you do.
Man, we can't hold it back. You rub us the wrong way. You done looked at us the wrong way. We sitting here waiting on y'all. Make
okay. Look, so for the men, if you had it every day, you'd want it every single day?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
and I don't know where
if
Lauren.
If she want it, man, hey, it's our job to try to give it to her every time.
And look, 14 hour day, gang home, cut the yard, worked on the roof, fix some doors.
Breaking up, Smiley.
I'm up. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I was saying, like, it don't matter how long the day was, man. We dead sleep, dog tired. She started rubbing that thing, like, babe, roll over real quick. We will jump up. I'm up.
Yeah.
Wiping cold out the eye and everything.
Yeah.
And ladies, what's the longest you've been without?
For me, 2 months, because I just want to be an asshole.
Right. Right.
Is this probably with somebody, you mean?
Yes. Yes. With your mate.
When I was married, when he pissed me off, when I had my toy, my first.
But if they piss you off, why do y'all hold out on this? How come y'all don't just give us some and then talk about?
That's when I was going through my transition. I'm about to get a divorce.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
So
you gotta understand, our coochie is attached to our heart. So if we're pissed off at you, we don't want you.
So yeah. So it was a good minute.
What about when y'all not mad? Can it still be a long time?
Yeah.
No, that's
Well, that's the thing.
impossible.
What's a long time? What do you consider a long time?
I say once you hit past a week, it's like, all right, we got to start talking about some stuff.
Sometimes I'm about to elaborate and everything. Once I'm a heavy bleeder, so when I'm on my period, don't touch me because I'm a heavy bleeder. I don't like shit blood all on my bed.
Hey, that's fair. That is fair. That
I
week,
think we all agree we good with that. Yeah, we're not getting that from anybody in the discussion. I think you're good.
But them other 3 weeks, ain't nothing wrong.
Run it.
Ain't nothing wrong. Y'all ain't beefing. Y'all ain't going through nothing. It's just a whole bunch of, I'm tired. I don't feel like it. I ain't in the mood. You know what I'm saying? How long has it gone? How long have y'all gone in that kind of situation?
No, I'm good and everything. Roll over. Let's do the damn thing. The house is empty and everything. You know what I'm saying? Nobody here but us. The kids is grown. They out the house.
But what if it's a medical condition, like I was speaking of earlier?
As long as it's communicated and the dude ain't no asshole, like that's it. I mean, that's the case for everybody. All of us got the potential to be assholes.
Yeah.
But in general, if you got two logical thinking adults who actually care about each other and they're not letting petty emotions block whatever they got going on, that communication is valid. You know what I mean? Like, babe, look, I got some hormonal shit going on. I don't know what it is. It's not you. If that dude respect what you got going on and he actually care about you, that's an extenuating circumstance.
This is
but if it's just, I just don't feel like it, how long are you just not gonna feel like it?
Yeah.
Right. Because to me, I think that if a woman keeps saying they just don't feel like it, or they make up all these excuses, and a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks goes by, something is wrong. We're not feeling something. Something is detached. That's how I would explain it. If you're holding out for 2 weeks and something's wrong, you don't feel, like I said, romance. You don't feel special. You don't feel, something is wrong. But some women are too afraid to communicate it with their man.
Not me. I like sex.
Speak on it.
So this I saw this question get posed a little while ago, and I was curious about it, right? So the post that I sent you, you know what I'm saying, basically I read how long she, you know what I mean? So, but it wasn't that exact post, but it's in the same topic or whatever. So man, I done lost my train of thought. But basically, basically what it is the question got asked, ladies, why do you do this, right? And most of the answers that I saw was stuff like, you got the job, you got the kids, taking care of the house, the X, Y, and Z, right? And I say, you know what? I can understand that if when you got with your man, y'all was both single, no kids, and y'all was fucking like rabbits, and then this kid shows up and it changed everything. I understand that. My question is to the ones who were single mothers out here dating, already doing all of those things. But when you started this new relationship, you were still giving it up like rabbits. What changed then? Because the responsibility that you complaining about you had while you were single and dating that guy, but you were still putting out during that beginning stage. So what changes at that point?
Their attraction to him.
It's not the attraction to him, it's attraction that the man has to the woman because you gain weight or you got bigger or this and that.
No, he's saying, what is it on our part? Like, why do we do that? So I would have to say,
misunderstood. Okay.
yeah, it's the attraction to that, like he, like whether you're not physically attracted to him, maybe he ain't hitting it right, maybe, it's something that
boring. It's boring. It gets boring. You know,
like the repetitiveness.
yeah, the same bullshit. It's like, can we get creative and act like we're at Disneyland right now?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Follow-up question.
Roller
Once
coaster.
y'all get it,
Go
if
up
y'all
and
get to,
down. I don't want to just go on that single ride.
Right. Go ahead, Smiley.
okay. So follow-up question, right? If the sex is starting to lack, well, obviously y'all all pretty vocal, but apparently this conversation is big enough that we know that on a societal scale, communication is not being had. So I guess the question that a lot of guys end up having is, what's going on? I mean, why aren't you telling me what I need to do better so that we can get back to how it was in that beginning? You know what I mean? Because I think that's probably one of the most common complaints I done heard from guys in general is we get in this relationship and we doing all this crazy, wild, freaky shit, and then at some point in time, the faucet shut off. Like,
that's the part right there that's frustrating for a man.
9 times out of 10,
honesty. I'm sorry, go ahead.
9 times out of 10, the conversation is probably had, but they don't want to hear it.
Or they don't follow through.
Or some people worry about hurting people's feelings, and some men are more sensitive than others and can't handle the honesty.
Yeah.
They, instead of saying like, it's something that we could work on, it's like, oh, you trying to fix me type thing,
And did the man change at any point since the beginning?
I'm sure, because energies feed off of each other, right? So like if she switched up something, I'm sure, he switched up something on his part too, where it's not clicking.
Right. That is true.
Like they feel when we feel and when we feel, like, okay, I'm totally not into this. We just gonna sit up, like men feel that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just trying to get there.
Then you don't care, but you still feel it. Like sometimes you like, all right, she ain't as it, but fuck it, I'm here. Like,
yeah.
You're exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. I mean, but you know what?
About this later,
I mean, but the thing about it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a relationship and you care about the other person, the time that you're gonna take to ask the question as to what's going on is gonna be well spent, just for the simple fact that you want to make sure that y'all on the same page, and then you always want to make sure that the other person, you know what I'm saying, is getting out of it what you feel like you should be getting out of it. It should be mutual at some point, you know what I'm saying? And if she ain't feeling it for a reason, you should be able to have that conversation, like, what's the deal? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong? How come it's not this? You know what I'm saying? Do I need to spin upside down and hang from the wall? You know what I'm saying? What's going to make this thing go? You know what I'm saying? And as a partner in a relationship, you got to be willing to say, fuck it, throw your caution to the wind and just say, we're going to go with whatever makes this thing go. You know what I'm saying? And if not, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it, we'll try it again. Try something else, So that's what you should do, because like if you're in it to win it and you're trying to be in that relationship, the conversation shouldn't be scary. Well, it's always going to be scary, but you shouldn't not have the conversation. And then my thing is that you need to go through with whatever, you know what I'm saying, y'all come up with. Because if they saying that they need you to stroke left and you've been stroking right, then stroke left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or if the man says, hey, I need you to figure this out, you know what I'm saying? And I'll help you, or here's some, figure it, and then meet in the middle and make sure that stuff is still right. Because if you're going to let your relationship go over something that you haven't talked about, you're not willing to talk about, then y'all have a more serious problem than what you probably are already dealing with. It's not just the sex. There's other stuff going on, because you can't talk to your person, you know what I'm saying, about the seriousness of what's going on with you and your feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You definitely have to be willing to give and be a giver. My opinion is be a giver in that relationship when it comes to your sexual activity. Be a giver. Don't always be the taker. Because when you're the giver, then you know, you like giving, you enjoy the giving. But that partner has to always also say, I love the way you give, but let me
Compliment each other, motivate each other.
Yeah, let me give sometime. Not, you know, I know, you know, you always want it this way. You know, let's switch it up because I want it this way. You know what I mean?
Surprise me.
It's one.
Question, Greg. Let's say Nicole gives you A, B, and C, but all of a sudden she does some acrobatic shit. Are you concerned why all of a sudden she's acrobatic? Do you think, like, has she been with somebody? Or you appreciate that she's bringing in that spice?
At this point in our relationship, I would just be happy and great to go along with the ride. If it was early in our relationship, you know, I'd be like, well, damn, where'd this come from? I'd feel like I've been cheated. Like, how come you haven't been doing it? Why now? Why today? You know what I mean? If you've been sucking that thing and all of a sudden you like, I'm gonna suck that thing and I'm gonna suck that thing. I'm like, oh, what you been waiting on? Why? Yeah.
And that all goes with, you know, change. How did you get me to keep? You got to do what you kept doing in the beginning to keep me that way.
I think that might be one of the biggest points right there, Nick, when you have to do some of them things that you was doing before to keep that thing going. You know what I'm saying? Like if your guy was a hunter before, he still need to go hunt for you sometimes. He's got to act like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just about, you know what I'm saying, we together and hey, you know, we're in the bed, you know, you want to get it on. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to go in there and be like, oh, you want to do that. You know what I'm saying? That stuff that you originally did back in the day. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That same thing that you was doing that she really liked, she probably still really like it. You ain't did it in a minute. You hit it with that, your line or whatever that thing is that you did to make her be like, oh, you do that to keep that thing going. But and then when you get to a trust point, to a level where you trust, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows where that new thing come from? You know what I'm saying? You could have seen something on TV. You could have read a post on Twitter or Facebook or something. And the next thing you know, you're like, I'm gonna try that nasty shit. And you like, they like, where'd that come from? Don't trip. It's just that we doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you do it. But you have that trust that you know is coming from that and not from maybe now doing something with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to get to that trust level, that trust factor.
Cindy, I will say that it may be an insecurity within that man. If he feels uncomfortable about the change that you made or that you're making, he may have an insecurity within himself thinking, you know, for some reason or another, oh man, you know, she went left and, you know, she's doing something with somebody else. You know, it's going to be far from that case, I'm sure, but it might be an insecurity in him because he wasn't ready for it. He didn't know how to handle it. And, you know, it just threw him off. You know, not all men are strong enough to handle that.
Right. I agree with that. I definitely agree. Well, my thing is, ladies and gentlemen, with your mates, speak on it. Tell them, communicate. Because if you guys don't communicate with your mate about that, ain't gonna work.
The thing about the communication, a lot of people got to keep in mind. People always say communication is the key, right? If communication is the key, then comprehension is the lock. You have to communicate stuff in the way that your partner receives information, right? So, for the ladies, like if you want your guy to do something, the way a lot of women might do it, it's like, hey, you know what? I don't like that you do X, Y, and Z, right? Instead of trying that, try something like this. Hey, babe, try this real quick. I think I'll like that. Like, because one thing about dudes, whatever activity you want to try as a woman, once we in that mode, it's not a whole lot you're gonna be able to talk us out of. So it's like we on board. So you be like, babe, I want you to do this. He gonna look at you like, for real?
So it's
you want me to,
the approach.
Because that's the thing. We all communicate a little different and we all comprehend a little different. So you have to know your partner to be able to communicate to them in a way that they comprehend. How you communicate it to your last partner might not work with the situation.
Right.
So you have to know your partner and know how to communicate with them in a way that they can receive it. And the same thing applies the other way.
Right.
Because when Nick say grab my hair, I'd be like, yeah, yeah.
Here's with the he say less.
Right. And two, everyone's happy in that. If, you know, people can receive what they're supposed to receive, you know, from those conversations, then everybody wins.
Yes.
That should be the end. That should be the end result. That everybody wins. Nobody wants to be left out in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Like Sam was talking about. Nobody wants to think they were stroking it. Nah, bro, you wasn't stroking. I wasn't stroking. I thought I was stroking. I was definitely stroking.
I mean, okay. That's what I be doing.
Nobody, you know what I'm saying? You want at the end of the day, if you say, hey, move your hip. All right, you know, oh, there you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, all we need is that communication, and we in the moment. You say shift, we gonna shift. You know what I'm saying? Switch, but hey, whatever, we with it. You know what I'm saying? We trying to make sure, you know, nobody wants to be talked about bad, but communication and understanding is that whole big thing. You know, so you gotta be able to communicate and have somebody understanding. Like sometimes with me, we really simple. Just dumb it down for us. Like really just bring it down to the base. Like, I understand that you do this, but I need you to do this. Just need me to do that? Just do that. And then we usually like, all right, cool. We get it. We understand it. We on to the next one.
Okay, so you're saying that your wife, your spouse, your girlfriend comes to you and says, hey, I want to try this. Now, 2 seconds in your mind, you think something different, because in my experience, I'm not going to lie, with my ex-boyfriend, when I was spicing things up and trying to be a supermodel and some shit and do some crazy shit, even coming out in some sexy lingerie, I was spicing things up because one, I was getting bored. So I wanted to entertain myself to spice up that other person as well. But when I was going that extra mile, I was asked, oh, who you been with?
But the question is, Sid, did you ever have that comment? Did you ever tell him that you were getting bored and you just did that on your own accord? Because you just did it on your own accord.
I communicated like, hey, I just felt like we needed a little extra, or I wanted to treat you special because you deserved it. You working hard. You telling me you stressed out. I wanted to just do this extra mile because I love you.
Yeah.
Right.
No matter how much I poured my heart out, and it fucked up the whole sexual moment for me, honestly. Yeah. No matter how much I poured my heart out, it was still negative back to me. And then there wanted to still fuck. So at that point, I was just like, I'm good. Let me go back to the tank top and sweats.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my question is, I got a question on that point right there. Why do I have to communicate with my husband about me putting on some lingerie or being sexy or doing something different?
It's not so much the lingerie thing. It's just, if it's something new that you want to try, I think that's what he was trying to get at. Like, hey, babe, I want to try this new thing.
I don't even have to communicate with my husband if I want to try something new.
But the communication is important, because at the end of the day, again, we all receive information different. So that's why that communication is valuable. You know what I mean? But that comes with knowing your partner. If you don't know how go ahead.
No, you know, I was about to say I completely agree with you. You know, I think it's not that you have to have the conversation, but she said she was bored and she wanted to try some new stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if he's that kind of dude and maybe they're not deep into their relationship, you know, or wherever they at, and she just broke out into some new stuff, it may be one of those situations where he like, well, why are you doing all this now? You know what I'm saying? But if they had that conversation and he still didn't get it, man, she probably made the best move by moving on anyway. Because you know what I'm saying, she was willing to do all that for him, and he wasn't willing to receive it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he wasn't able to get his head out the mud fast enough, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's me as men. Sometimes we just can't get to our next thought fast enough before we make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of our problems. That we can be stuck, and then you know, as women, y'all moving at 1,000,000 miles a minute, and you know what I'm saying? We like. And then when we finally get it up, y'all like, nah, it's in past. I'm this and that. You're like, damn, hold up.
The moment
the thrill is gone.
Right. Now listen, I want to know if it was reversed. Like, what if your husband came to you and said, babe, I want to fuck the shit out of your left nostril? Would you be open to that?
Hell yeah, let's try it.
That's
But
what
I'm saying that's why communication is important. That's why it's key. Because what if somebody is into some freaky shit that you ain't ready for?
Get
Like
ready.
he wants to fuck the shit out of your
said,
left
"Get ready."
nostril.
Hey, babe, hey, you know what, man? Your right ear look good, the motherfucker, man. I'm just gonna rub my shit all around your ear. I'm gonna go see it. We'll see what happens after that.
Hey, nah, bro. I heard a girl telling the story. She like her dude just broke out one day. Like, I want to hit you from the back, but I want to step on your head while I'm doing it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I got a
Real.
question with our
Hey, I bet he put in
on
work too.
Facebook.
If she let that happen, he put in work. He was in there like, I told your ass.
Look,
He was stomping the shit out of it.
somebody on Facebook, and it says, what happens when you give the communication and things still remain the same? What do you do, man?
Is the man communicating or the woman?
I'm assuming the woman communicates to the man.
To the man, and the man doesn't change.
Remains the same.
I mean,
To me, it all go back to that comprehension versus communication, because that's like I said. I've talked to a lot of people about their relationships and all of that stuff, and one of the main things that I always came across is how you communicate may not be how they comprehend. So when, like, a lot of times as men, we talk to each other one way, women talk to each other one way, and if the lines get crossed because we try to talk to each other that same way. And that usually don't work because we don't receive information the same way. The way you talk to your homegirl about your problems, you don't even have to say everything.
Mm-hmm.
You might start the conversation, and before you even get the third word out, she already because she know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But you have to finish that communication out with that guy because he ain't gonna receive the information the same way she would. So in her mind, I keep communicating, but she's communicating it to him the way she would communicate it to them. That's not how he receives information. And that's I'm gonna keep going back to. That's why it's important to know your partner.
Mm-hmm. So the solution to that is somehow figure out your partner and learn a different way of how to speak to him about it.
Because I mean, and that goes both ways. I can't talk to my wife the way I talk to my homeboys because she's not going to receive that information that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I know how I have to talk to her in order for her to understand what I'm saying. If I said the same thing to my homeboys, they might be like, what the fuck is you talking about?
Yeah.
But when I say it to her, she go, oh, okay, that makes sense. And vice versa.
Right. I got it. Well, y'all, we are over an hour. I appreciate y'all. I love this because we did speak on some serious stuff, and I hope we did help somebody today.
Yes.
And until next time, let us speak truth. Join us, subscribe on YouTube, and you're out of here, y'all.
Peace. How about wasn't too outspoken?
Tasha got that thing going on over there. She got something special. I'm happy for you, young lady. She getting it over there.
Oh no, that was before, not now, boo.
No, I'm saying, you said you good now. You said you was straight now, though.
Oh, yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. I'm glad you good now. She like, yeah.
That's a blessing.
You spoke on it. She like,
absolutely.
She came strong. She was like, nah, I got the thing in it. It's good every time I roll over.
Good now.